Hello, trading is closed on January 5th, 2015. I'm Jeffrey Tennant. My last call said that we had a rally on Friday from a support area, and unless we promptly took out that low, which would invalidate this move, that we could have higher prices. Well, we promptly took out that low, which is more in keeping with the stubbornly negative attitude I've had since the end of last year. Don't be tricked by these early bars. They are artifacts because prices on the SPX do not all open at the same time. You have to look at futures and you can see how we undercut the low immediately. I just drew this line in, it's not part of the software. During the day, the software said ultimately lower prices would print, which they did. The system also said that we were not going to get a sustainable move in the afternoon until this time had passed, and that worked. Here's a target. I said it was optional if it did not print by the end of the day. I said forget it, so the software forgets it and gets rid of the thick line. Well, there's no mejt target for tomorrow, so what do we think is going to happen? I think we have strong reasons to think we might get a rally from around this area, but we won't know till the first hour of trading for certain. First of all, let's recall that there's an old aphorism that the first 5 trading days of the year tend to forecast what the month does and what the year does. I have my own modification of this. The first 1 to 2 days of the year tend to move opposite to the rest of the first week. So based on that, we could have a rally for about 3 days. I'm not an expert in Elliott wave by any means, but that looks like an ending diagonal triangle to me, although one more drop can't be ruled out. We have a DeMark buy. Here's bar 13 of a combo. A buy. It's actually a 9, 13, 9 pattern. We also have an early bar 13 for a buy from the sequential indicator. We've gone far enough to have this as a recycle. I'm very leery on that. The criteria are pretty nebulous anyway for how long you have to go. This is cutting it awfully close for me. If you look at the 78-minute chart, the last 2 bars of the combo buy don't have to obey all the rules, so we have a possible buy signal on that also. Here's the chart we showed over the weekend. Up to here we had an important trend line, and I said only if we gapped under it, under this low, could we continue with the negativity of the pattern. This updates the chart and adds a few more lines. We have, this is the 38.2% retracement of this. This is the 61.8. We are right over there. We also connect these lines and we get support right over here. So once again, we have a drop to support but not through it. If we gap down sharply under these lows, I suppose we could continue our drop. But let's not forget we have here a diamond on stilts. Half a diamond's all you need. Here's the stilt up, here's the stilt down. Typically we get some support at the origin of the left stilt. You could say it was here, but because of the consolidation, I think you could also make a case that the support level is right here, and that's close enough for me. During the day, we hit a gap down, we get lower low after lower low, and until the insignificant last 10 minutes of trading, we couldn't hold on to any of these lows. Even at the close, we couldn't hold on to some of the lows that were set hours earlier. I still think the long-term pattern here is pretty bleak. However, the stock market likes to play Fibonacci ping pong between these two lines, representing about 2018 and 2048. And if we had a 3-day rally covering about 30 points or so, that wouldn't surprise me. I think it's a bit chancy at this point to hold a short position overnight. And for tomorrow, I think we could go a bit lower. But unless there's a strong gap lower, which we hold, we could have a good rally starting. And I think the picture is going to be clearer by the end of the first hour of trading. And that's today's call.